MIT is looking for not just high achievers, but students who chase ideas with a kind of beautiful obsession. I'm talking about a student who, when no one's watching, they go build, explore, question, and invent. Not because they're told to, but because they must. So let's talk about what MIT actually wants in their applicants and how to raise the kind of student that gets noticed. I can tell you for sure that MIT is not impressed by a bunch of participation trophies, and they're not drawn to expensive $5,000 leadership summer camps, and they don't want the most polished cookie cutter applicant. They want a student who does something different. For example, building a robot from scrap parts, coding their own climate model, who takes apart a toaster just to see how it ticks. Essentially, what they're looking for is intellectual restlessness. That's a mouthful, but essentially, it's the spark in your child that burns very brightly. And they seem to be, frankly, a little bit obsessed. And I say the word obsessed as a compliment here. So if your child has talent and the obsession, then lean into it. Guide them forward, not sideways. No matter how weird their obsession is, don't be afraid of that. At schools like MIT, weird is wonderful. In fact, blending in is the fastest way to get ignored. Blending in is not going to be the winning ticket to top college admissions. Extraordinary outcomes are needed. And these extraordinary outcomes require extraordinary seeds. So let's talk about what are some foundations, some practical steps that your student needs to take, especially in the academic setting. So let's talk about math curriculum. I've gone over this topic in my previous videos, so definitely refer to the playlist College Application for STEM Students. Your child should finish calculus by 11th grade at the latest. And if they're not going to be able to take the AP Calculus by this time, then one option could be taking courses online and counting it as a credit. You will have to consult with the high school to make sure that they accept online courses as credits. But if your child is extremely gifted and obsessed, as I mentioned earlier, you need to make this happen for them. And if you're worried about your teenager learning Algebra 2 online, don't be worried about it, because in 2025, online learning is not limited to some grainy chalkboard videos. So some best platforms for online courses, they use animated visualization, interactive simulations, adaptive problem sets, and on-demand replay of hard concepts. And MIT will not penalize a self-taught Algebra 2. They'll definitely be impressed, especially if the learning leads to deeper exploration. Make sure that if you're learning it outside of school, treat it like a serious course. Make sure the platform is well designed. Ensure there are real assessments within that online course. And track progress and practice with rigor. And if they happen to find excitement or relaxation in solving math problems for fun, then encourage them to take the math competitions AMC 10, 8, 10, 12, and with the top score they can be qualified for A&E and USA Math Olympiad. This math competition, this is not required. Obviously there are students who make it all the way to USA Math Olympiad and they get into MIT. That's fantastic. But there are students who also get into MIT without ever submitting any of these math competition scores. What they do instead is original scientific research. And this is purely driven by them, out of their love for research and their unquenchable thirst to satisfy their curiosities. And MIT notices this. In fact, MIT tends to prefer authentic, student-led work over coached resume filler activities. So if your child is in a research-focused school and they like it, then you're in a great place. But do not stop there. You got to find mentors, connect with labs, and go beyond school. If a science high school is not an option, use every connection you have. As a parent, open doors to professional level research even if it means pulling a few strings. So MIT admits students with passion, precision, and persistence. So if your child is unique, let them be unique. If they're a little intense, encourage them. If they are already charting their own course, don't steer them away. Hand them a better map. Because the students who thrive at MIT did not get there by checking every box. They built their own box of checklists. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more college admission strategies, and share this video with another parent who has passionate STEM students that are looking to get more clarity on getting into top schools like MIT. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.